Hello and welcome to another Spectrum Geeks video. My name is Dale, and in today's video I want to talk to you about the home cinema that I've built here in the UK. So thanks for joining me. If you've been a long time subscriber to the channel, you'll know in my previous house, in what I used to call my cave, I had this kind of big area above the garage, and in there was kind of like my YouTube studio, home office, cinema-y type space. It was a really great space, very fortunate to have it. But when moving here and kind of doing this home renovation and building work, which again there's some more of that on the channel if you're interested, I decided if I could, I wanted to build a small home cinema for me and my family to use. And in this video, I'm going to kind of take you through it. I'm currently here in my home office, which again, I can cover in a separate video if people are interested. But there's a few things that I wanted to do for this cinema. And one of them was to have it kind of not be super obvious. So when you kind of come into the space, it's not quite clear. So what I did, I think it's quite common on Instagram these days, I built this slat wall, and this slat wall actually hides the entrance to the cinema. No, not this area, that's where my storage is. We go in here to get into the cinema room. This is it. Welcome to my small home cinema room. So I've got a movie playing, I've got the lights on and the window open just because it's going to be best for the camera, but you had a little sample of kind of what things look like in the dark. But let me take you through kind of details of the room, kind of what my thoughts of it are. I've had it set up now for probably about 6 months properly. Had it all finished and been using it quite a lot, so it's really, really good. Okay, so the room itself is 3.2 meters by 3.5 meters, and it's got this kind of awkward vaulted ceiling due to the layout, but it works really, really well. The walls are painted in a B&Q paint called Louisville, so if you're in the UK and you like the paint, you can get that. As you see from the other side, the doors all kind of closed off. Those hinges are kind of like these hidden hinges. Absolute nightmare to install. I actually used AI and my 3D printer to cut some templates to be able to make that work. And then on the walls, the actual sound deadening in this room is pretty good. But I already had these at the last house and just never installed them. So they're the Elgato sound deadening panels. And then this wall behind me, actually on the other side of this wall is the master bedroom in my house. So when I watch movies at night and my wife's asleep, I didn't want her to hear them. So when I built that wall, it's actually separated from the brick. So it's kind of like an air-gapped, isolated wall. And in that wall, I used sound deadening insulation and then acoustic plasterboard as well. And apart from some very low rumbles on kind of big explosion movies, he says he can't hear a thing. So it's working absolutely fantastically. So I'm really, really happy with that. For the sound in the room, I had some kind of thoughts about kind of how much money do I want to spend. Again, I'm calling this a budget cinema. It's not cheap for sure, but compared to some of the ones you see on the internet, obviously it is budget compared to that. So I decided to go with a Sonos setup. So I have the Sonos Arc center speaker there, or basically the sound bar, and then in each of the back corners you can see a little green LEDs in there. I have the Sonos Era 300s, and then down in the corner here I have one Sonos Sub Gen 3. So the sound setup is capable of doing Dolby Atmos, and it does. It sounds really, really fantastic. So I'm really happy with that. The screen that I have behind me is not anything particularly special. I had this in my old house, so it's a 120-inch sapphire projection screen, but not one of the new fancy ones that's really kind of good for HDR and Atmos stuff. It's not. And then the projector I have, which is just down here, which I'll take you through kind of my setup for that in a moment. That is the Hisense PX2 Pro, and it's 4K and HDR. And I'll kind of show you that how it kind of works in a moment, some more stuff in the room. But that's in a IKEA Besta wall cabinet that obviously I have on the floor, and then the Besta shelf in there. And I basically put it on runners so I can pull it in and out to kind of keep it out of the way. So if I'm using this room just listen to music or just to kind of sit and relax, I can, and it's kind of all self-contained. And then I've kind of got a front door that's on with magnets that helps kind of keep that all good. And then running around the corners here, again, to try and give it that somewhat cinema effect, I've got Govee RGBIC strip lighting again, and I just sprayed the covers of those black so it kind of blends in a bit better. And again, like for the sockets and stuff, got black sockets, black light switches, so it all kind of tries to blend in a little bit. And then you would have seen another video about these, but these are the Valencia Tuscany Slim theatre seaters. Again, expensive, but absolutely fantastic. And the only thing that, again, they work well. I bought the tables, just do a quick overlay of those. They work really well. It's good how they can kind of slot in and out of here kind of really easily. But I think they're like £80 each. It's a lot of money. There's not many alternatives, I don't think, but I wouldn't choose those. Again, as you see, got the F1 movie in the back at the weekend. I come in here and watch the F1. Last the F1 2025 season today. Looking forward to that. And then finally for the other lights, I just got some Hue spotlights in here so it can all be controlled by a smart setup. But that's it. I'm really, really happy with how this room has turned out. Kids have really enjoyed it as well. I'm running Plex and other things, and obviously Netflix and Disney Plus and those other things to be able to watch things. But I'm really, really happy with how this cinema has turned out. And I'll be honest with you, even though you're quite close, it's absolutely perfect. Let me just try and give you a seated position to see kind of what it looks like. But and obviously that is with the blind open, and it's working absolutely fantastically. So I'm really happy with the cinema. Kids love it as well. It's just a great place to be. It sounds really good. And the carpet I installed myself as well. Just some cheap black carpet that I bought online. So I hope it's been helpful. Hopefully it inspires you. Even with a relatively small space, you can build a home cinema. But I thought I'd share it because a few people had asked, part of the renovation stuff. If you've got any questions, please ask them down in the comments. I will read and get back to them. But until next time, I hope you'll join me in the next video. But take care of yourself, and goodbye for now.